Hello, I'm Bernie Hayes. Today's guest is Bwayne Smotherson. He's a city councilman for the city of University City, and we'll be talking about some projects that might interest you today on The Bernie Hayes Show. Welcome back. I'm Bernie Hayes. My guest is Bwayne Smotherson, councilman for University City, and a dear friend. Bwayne, how are you, sir?
I'm fine, sir. I'm fine. And just to let you know specifically, I'm the 3rd Ward City Councilman in University City.
3rd Ward.
That's correct.
And that includes the area around 82nd Street and Olive Boulevard and all that area?
That's correct. Everything north of Olive, all the way up to Woodson and McKnight.
Yes.
But then the ward, because of the 2020 census, has actually expanded across Olive and actually goes all the way up to Old Bonham on the west end of University City.
Okay, so it has expanded.
It has, yes.
All right, so you've got a lot of territory now.
It is. It is.
Bwayne, last time you were here, we were talking about these wonderful projects the University City was coming to University City. And all of a sudden I see a Costco store. This, unbelievable.
Yes, sir.
Tell us what this is.
Well, what this is, and what the audience is looking at is the market at Olive development.
Okay.
And this actually started. We initiated this back in 2016, and here we are today in 2023, and we've got a Costco up and operating. And that actually, Costco opened October 25th of 2022.
Okay.
And now we have the development that actually, and now the other businesses and buildings are coming up. And I'm really excited about what this is going to bring University City and what Costco is bringing University City.
Could you mention some of the tenants you might have?
Well, the tenants that we have right now, and we've got them leased and signed, and that is, we've got First Watch coming, Chipotle coming, Chase Bank, Panera, Cane's Chicken.
And Panera is the bread company, right?
Panera is the bread company.
Right.
That is correct.
Yeah.
We also have Chick-fil-A.
Wow.
And so really excited about those businesses coming to University City.
That's wonderful. When I pass there, I see the parking lot's always full at Costco. It's just amazing. How many square footage is that? Do you know?
I'm not sure about the square footage.
But something look like millions.
Yeah, but it's a big store. It's a big store. It is.
Okay.
It really is.
And what is this? It says Costco Anchored Retail Development Market at Olive. What is this one? This one here.
Yes, sir. And what this is, and the reason I brought this is to show you why we're excited about businesses coming to University City and why that location at Olive and 170 is so vibrant and so important. And what this is what they're looking at is a comparison of demographics that Olive Boulevard and 170 contains, because we're right in the middle. And this is one of the reasons why I stayed in University City years ago. And my wife and I were thinking about moving west or moving north, but then decided we're going to stay in University City simply because of its location, because it's convenient, it's centrally located, and you can pretty much get anywhere in this city in a matter of minutes living in University City. And what this map and what this information shows is that our demographics are really important in that it's comparing Olive Boulevard and 170.
Yeah.
And what it says here is that 3-mile demographics, and I'll compare this, 3-mile demographics in university's population is 96,539. Now and the daytime population is 106,407. Comparing that to Boone's Crossing in I-64, which population is 17,793. So again, look at the difference. Population 96,000 for I-170 and Olive Boulevard, compared to Boone's Crossing, which is 17,793. So again, because of our central location, because of the municipalities that are surrounding our area, we have the numbers. Now, we may not necessarily have the household income that these other areas have, but what we have is the overwhelming numbers that say that we're going to have a really successful development at Olive and 170.
Well, what's next coming? What's coming next?
Well,
Smothers?
next coming, I think, is, and one of the things I was actually fortunate to be a part of and actually initiated was that we had Quick Trip come into University City. They opened in April of this year. And
That's the one on 82nd Street?
And that says North and South and Olive. That's
North and
North and
South?
South and Olive, yes.
Okay.
Right across the street from Aldi's. And now we have the school administration building across the street from the Quick Trip.
Wow.
So that is now a very important and vibrant corner and intersection in University City.
Well, I lived in University City for many, many years, right there, North and South, off Olive and Glenside Lane.
Yes, sir.
You know, for many years. Plus, I was up on 1090 Roth right there at Olive and Pennsylvania for a long time. So I was a U City resident for many, many years.
Yes, sir.
And I'm just glad to see that so much is happening in University City. But you predicted it. That did you use a crystal ball or something?
No, it's just working hard. Just becoming. One of the things is I became a councilman simply for that very reason, is to improve and bring development and businesses to University City.
Okay. Now, Bwayne, there's other things, issues in University City. The flooding, has
Yes,
that
sir.
been abated? Tell us about that.
Well, it is. We're still having the residual effects of that flood that happened.
River to Pears.
Yes, with River to Pear.
Yeah.
And that happened July 26th and July 28th
Okay.
of 2022. And we literally had probably 304 structures that were affected.
Yeah.
And when I say structures, I mean houses and apartment buildings that were affected by that flood.
Sure.
And to show you the damage and the effect that flood had on University City, it was so severe. I mean, we had the governor coming to University City
Right.
later that year. We also, I think we had Josh Hawley that even came to University City.
Yeah, Senator.
Right, that's absolutely correct. That came to University City to look at the damage that happened and the effect of that in University City.
So, are there any buyout plans? How is that coming?
Well, the buyout plans that we've come up with between FEMA and University City is that 26 homes are going to be bought out.
Okay.
And I do believe that we're going to buy out Hafner Court apartments.
Okay.
But it's just a matter of when FEMA actually makes the decision and allocates the money.
Sure.
And that could be another year or so before that happens.
What about the abatement and the structure of River to Pear? Are you widening it? Are you unclogging the sewers? What causes the flooding?
Well, there are many reasons that we're having the type of flooding that we're having. And again, as everyone knows, global warming, because now these storms are more severe.
Right.
And they're actually dumping much more water and rain in matter of minutes. And so, and that's the real problem. But also, one of the things that we're trying to work with MSD, and we just had a meeting with MSD, and this was a
Metropolitan
public
Sewer District.
Yes, and this is a public meeting that we just had on Wednesday, and talked about the fact that one of the things that came out of that meeting is that we really need to get MSD dedicated to clearing these channels.
Yeah. Okay.
Because these channels are clogged with trees, these channels are clogged with debris, furniture, I mean, you name it, and that can be found in those channels. And if we can get MSD to actually take on what they originally were assigned to do, meaning MSD stated that they were going to be coming in to take care of stormwater issues,
Right.
and they were going to take care of the sewage issues. But now MSD is kind of bagged off of that, and so we just need MSD to really be clear about their responsibility, and that is clearing these channels.
Yeah. Is the swimming pool open yet?
The swimming pool is open. Yes,
That's great.
it
It's
is
a big
open,
swimming pool.
but limited hours. We have, I think the hours now are 12 to 6 every day.
Okay. But it's a big pool, man.
It is.
Yeah,
It
it's
is
a
a big
wonderful
pool.
pool. And they keep getting nice and clean and filtered, which
Yes,
is
sir.
really, really great. I don't know. It's a big challenge itself. So, I mean, there's so much we want to talk about. Bwayne Smotherson, Alderman for the 3rd Ward.
City Councilman.
Councilman
Yes, sir.
for the
Yes,
3rd
sir.
Ward.
Yeah, we don't. I consider
Councilman.
us a city councilman because we don't get paid. We're volunteers.
Okay. All right. And we'll be right back and talk to Bwayne Smotherson, Councilman for the 3rd Ward of University City, after these messages.
It's so easy to get tired out, burned out, and worn out, and that's why we have to let the rivers of living water flow over us and believe that God is doing a new and great work at this time, standing up to the oppressors that come from every different direction, having God wash us from clean from all the fears, the worries, the uncertainties, the what-ifs, and stand up for justice at this moment. Justice doesn't mean just us. It means letting the rivers of living water flow through us as we get in touch with God. This past week, I've been reading a book on George Washington Carver, a great man who had every excuse in the world just to kind of go through life. But instead, when he saw a problem, he cried out to God and believed him for a solution. He cried out to God at a young age, said, Lord, show me your universe. And he said, it's too great and too big for you. Well, Lord, show me man, how he's made up. He said, that's too big for you. And then he said, Lord, show me a peanut. Show me how a peanut's made up. And what did he do? God used that man to turn the South upside down as he came up with all these different usages for the peanut. And instead of just growing cotton, they started growing peanuts, and he started showing usage for sweet potatoes and so many other forms of vegetation in life. One man calling out and letting the wisdom of God flow in him and through him. This is the first day of the rest of our lives. So let's give the Lord our life, not our excuses. Let's believe him, like George Washington Carver did, to do exceedingly abundantly beyond we can even ask or think. This is a glorious day, and he's promised to release his unlimited power in us. He says, ask, it shall be given you. Seek, and you shall find. Knock, it shall be opened unto you. He tells us in John 14:12, behold, I tell you the truth. If you believe in me, Jesus said, you can do the very works I do. Yes, even greater things. I'm going to the Father. Whatever you ask the Father in my name, I will do it. George Washington Carver did that. You and I can do that. We can see the unlimited unlocked in our lives as we stop whining and start becoming winners and let the power of God flow in us and through us.
Welcome back. I'm Bernie Hayes. My guest is Bwayne Smotherson. He's a councilman for the 3rd Ward in University City. Bwayne, our producer and director, Bob Dimmler, says he comes up Midland a lot.
Right.
And there's some construction going on there.
Right.
What's that about?
Well, it looks like MSD is actually putting in a newer sewer line and a bigger sewer line and it's in the middle, right at Heman Park.
Okay.
And this is on the Midland side of Heman Park. And so there's some construction that's been going on for about a month now. And it looks like it may take a couple of months because it looks like they're going to be putting in a bigger line in that area. And I'm hopefully that will stop a lot of the flooding that's happening in the park itself, because right at the section where that construction is happening is one of our major baseball diamonds, and that got flooded in last year's flood.
Sure. Okay, so that is a major problem.
Yes, sir.
And
it
you're
is.
trying to rectify it.
Right.
Okay. Let's talk about the Smothersons.
Okay.
You know, your dad and I were very, very close. Your mom, your parents. He was a trailblazer. He was a football star. Tell us about Reverend Melvin Smotherson and Mrs. Smotherson.
Well, what I can tell you is that my father was an active person in this city.
He certainly was.
And he was a pastor originally of Creve Coeur Baptist Church out of Creve Coeur on Creve Coeur Mill Road. And then he became pastor of Washington Tabernacle Baptist Church, and that's at Compton and Washington in the city.
Right.
Later, probably 10 years after that, he started Cornerstone Institutional Baptist Church, which is still located at Walton and Washington in the city.
And he's quite an athlete, was he not?
Yes, he was. He is on the Hall of Fame at Sumner High School.
Yeah.
He was a baseball player and a football player.
Right.
Yes, sir.
Reverend Melvin Smotherson.
Yes, sir.
And I understand that you yourself have other activities. You're quite a known musician.
Well, I'm a musician and yes, around the city, and been playing probably about 30 years here.
Tell us how you got into playing. Was that from high school or grammar school?
It was from high school. I
You're a
fell in
drummer,
love.
right?
I was a drummer. I was a natural drummer, meaning that as a kid I beat on everything in the household. So I was a natural drummer, and I learned a lot about playing from University City High School.
I understand that Jeffrey Anderson and also Wyatt Price III are friends of yours.
That's right, and a lot of people don't know this, but Wally Price was actually a trombone player from high school, from junior high, high school, through college, and then after college became a photographer.
Well, his father was the very first black African-American disc jockey.
That's right.
In St. Louis.
That's right.
That's wonderful. So you're in a good company.
That's right.
Okay.
That's right. We were all classmates from junior high on.
So tell us about, can one reach you and talk about what's happening in University City? If they have a complaint, if they have accolades or something, how can they reach you?
Oh, they can reach me at 314-726-9572. That's my home number. And one of the great things about that is that I work from home, so I am there when you call. And I've had a couple of people that actually were surprised that I picked up the phone, and the other way to reach me is that my email address is bsmotherson@gmail.com.
Okay, so they can reach you at any time.
That's
This
right.
is one. I know it was easy for me to reach you. I know you work with my wife a lot, Evie Hayes.
Yes,
You did
yes.
some drumming for her, and they use your place for rehearsals and so forth. Tell us about the musical interest of Bwayne Smotherson.
Well, the musical interest that I have is not only that I'm a drummer, and I have an older son that is a drummer, and he plays for Holland American Cruise Line.
Wow.
And he travels all over the world. I have a nephew that's local and plays the drums in the city of St. Louis.
What's his name?
And his name is Charles Chuck Smotherson.
Okay.
My older son is Nathan Smotherson, and I also have a younger son, Corey Smotherson, that is a drummer and plays in a rock band and has been doing some private event gigs also.
That's good.
So we're all drummers.
You know, Mr. Smotherson, you have always talked about anti-crime measures. So what's happening in University City to abate crime?
Well, I think one of the things that in University City we're doing is trying to use technology. And we're using shot finder technology, to locate shots quicker for the police. We're using cameras to actually take video of incidents that are happening, and those cameras are attached to the shot finder system. So we're trying to use technology. We are probably one of the cities that has drone technology that we're using.
Wow.
We're using drones
That's
also.
wonderful. That's great.
And we have other municipalities that actually can call us and use if they need our drone assistance.
Mr. Smotherson, you and Mrs. Smotherson, being the parents of young black men,
Yes.
are you worried when they leave home? Tell us about what you teach them and what you say to them.
Well,
keep them safe.
As all black parents know, that's something that we have to instill in our kids, and especially our black men. And my sons, and especially Corey, right now, with the times that the way things are in St. Louis City, St. Louis County, I explained to Corey, I said, when you play a gig and you're leaving that gig late at night, go to the quickest access you can to leave the city. Now, trust me when I say this. I love St. Louis City.
Sure.
I love St. Louis County.
Of course.
But to be safe, one of the things I teach my son is to get to the quickest access points before leaving the city. Don't take the back streets. Get to the highway and get home. That's probably the best access to stay out of harm's way. And that's one of the things I try to teach my son.
Great. How do your wife feel about this? I mean, is she afraid of being the mother of a black child?
Oh, sure. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And she, like myself, talk to our son all the time about those issues.
That's great. We kind of got off on a tangent there because you're doing so much in University City.
That's right.
What's your vision for the city?
Well, my vision for the city is to continue to develop. And that is especially the 85 through the 8200 blocks of Olive, which is east of Market and Olive development. And that is, again, my vision is to continue to develop University City, specifically Olive Boulevard, because I think that's the commercial future of University City.
Do people attend this council meetings?
Yes, they do.
They do. Are they active? Really?
Yes, but I think we're like most cities in that you only have a few people that actually come to the council meetings.
Yeah.
But our council meetings are streamed online so that anybody has access to view those meetings. And it's important to say that we need to come to council meetings so that you can at least acknowledge your complaints or your issues that you're having with our problems that you're having in University City.
Now, notice in University City, especially Olive Street Road, it's not a food desert. I mean, you have grocery stores there, you have Walgreens, and Costco coming there too, right?
Right.
And they have drugs there. So
That's
I
right.
mean,
That's
anything you need in the University City is right there along Olive Street Road, from
Well,
Skinker all the way up to 170. Yeah?
That's true. That's true to a certain degree, but we still are lacking in retail
Okay.
stores that are really needed in University City. So we're getting there. We're getting better. We're getting there with the addition of Costco, and with the other smaller restaurants that are coming in. So again, but we're looking to get some, at least one large retailer to come to University City.
Or you have anybody in mind? Have you pitched to anybody yet?
No, I'll say it this way, and I say we're targeting one particular retailer, but I'm not sure if that's going to come through or not. So I'll just simply leave it that way.
Well, it's just, targeting is a pretty good indication of who that might be. Oh, they'll come back there. This is so much information that you're giving us, Brother Smotherson, and I appreciate it so much.
Yes,
We're
sir.
at the New Life Evangelistic Center, 2428 Woodson Road in Overland, Missouri, where Reverend Larry Rice has been providing services for many, many years. And we're trying to reopen 1411 Locust Street again, and we'll be talking about that very, very soon, too. In the meantime, we'll be right back after this message.
It takes many partners to operate New Life Evangelistic Center. We're a large ministry operating and serving so many people all throughout Missouri. And so we appreciate so much Bernie Hayes and his many years of dedicated service to people who are experiencing homelessness all throughout Missouri. But we need people like you to partner with Bernie Hayes and with New Life Evangelistic Center to make a real impact in the lives of people who are hurting now. In a very practical way, you are being the hands and feet of Christ in the streets of St. Louis and Springfield, Missouri, and beyond. So I want to thank everyone who is partnering with New Life Evangelistic Center. I want to challenge you to get involved today for the glory of God and the good of others in our community. Thank you so much. And God bless those who are making a big impact on the lives of hurting people.
Today's history subject is the Reverend James Cleveland, gospel music legend James Cleveland, born December the 5th, 1931 in Chicago. He sang as a boy, soprano at the Pilgrim Baptist Church, where the music program was headed by Dr. Thomas Dorsey, who many consider the father of modern gospel music. In 1950, Cleveland joined the group known as the Gospel Heirs. Cleveland's first runaway hit Peace Be Still in 1962 on the Savoy record label, sold nearly 1 million copies among a largely African-American audience without promotion. James Cleveland became an ordained minister in the early 1960s, and in 1969, he founded the Southern California Community Choir. He also founded the Cornerstone Institutional Baptist Church in Los Angeles, California in 1970, where he served as pastor. Cleveland sponsored an annual gospel music convention, which for the first time brought together the best gospel performers in the nation on the same stage. The Gospel Music of America Workshop remains an institution to this genre. Reverend James Cleveland wrote several songs and recorded dozens of albums. He died of heart failure February the 9th, 1991, in Culver City, California. James Cleveland.
So many people are being left on the streets homeless all day long without anywhere to go because downtown St. Louis continues to fight efforts to reopen 1411 Locust. Yes, the downtown neighborhood organization that has continued to fight the New Life Evangelistic Center for the reopening of 1411 Locust and lobbied the Slay administration, the Cruzan administration to keep it closed and close it down must be strongly resisted at this particular time. We have a new mayor. I believe she cares about the homeless. Tashara Jones needs our support. If you'll join me in prayer over this, if you'll join me in resisting these special interest groups, if you want to believe the time for action is now, please contact me. I'm Larry Rice at P.O. Box 473, St. Louis, Missouri at 63166. You can call me at 314-421-3020. I thank God for faithful viewers of Bernie Hayes, and now the time for action has come.
Welcome back. I'm Bernie Hayes. Bwayne Smotherson, the councilman for the 3rd Ward of University City, is my guest. And we're talking about all the development in University City. That Costco operation, Bwayne, how was that? Did it take a long time to develop that project? How did you go about getting them to come?
Well, I think the way that we got Costco to come is because we showed them a location that they weren't aware of that was available. And once they saw that location, they were hooked. Costco even turned down free land in Brentwood. They turned down a site in Olivet because once they realized that they wanted that hill was available right there next to 170 and Olive. Costco was hooked and decided that that's the site that they wanted.
It's a beautiful site.
It is.
And it's accessible too, off of 170, off of Olive Street Road, off
Yes,
of
sir.
McKnight Road, off of the Woodson Road.
That's right.
Yeah,
That's
so-
right. Great location.
Okay. Do they their representatives also come to the council meetings and give you advice and tell you and keep you up to date on what's going on there?
No. It's not that, but we do have access. I mean, I have the phone number of the supervisor and manager of Costco, and have the manager of that site, and I have his phone number, and I can contact him anytime. So we have access to not only Costco, but we also have access to Quick Trip.
Okay.
That actually is new in University City.
So how much do those two businesses contribute to the economy of University City?
Oh, tremendously. And I can get into I can't really get into the numbers, but they have made probably, I would say tenfold increase in sales tax. Costco alone and also Quick Trip, probably tenfold in sales tax and property tax in University City, just having those stores there in University City.
And that helps the garbage pickup and all the city
That
services.
helps. Yes, sir. Because we're a bedroom community,
Sure.
and the households have been taking care of the taxes and expenses in University City for years. Now we have a chance to actually bring commercial, retail sales tax and property tax to University City that hopefully can help relieve some of that tax burden on our residents.
Okay, those people viewing right now who want to know more about the buyouts, if they're coming, and flood relief and so forth, they're always in a floodplain also. Is that hard to get insurance being in a floodplain?
Yes, sir. That is. It's actually very difficult. And but FEMA, if you're in the floodplain and FEMA's determined that, then they require you to get flood insurance.
Again, how can they reach you?
The way that they reach me is my home number is 314-726-9572. And again, my email address is bsmotherson@gmail.com.
Okay, and if they invited you to a meeting, would you be accessible to go to a meeting that they're
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Okay. That's
Yes,
great.
sir.
Okay. Anything you want to say that I haven't asked you about, Brother Smotherson?
No, sir. I think that we've covered pretty much everything and the issues.
Well, one thing I haven't covered is that's your faith. Tell us about your faith.
My faith?
Yes, sir.
I am a Baptist, and my faith in God is strong and positive. I even wear a bracelet that my cousin gave me, and I keep this on, and this is one of the things that I wear. I wear a bracelet that my father used to wear before he passed away in 2015.
Yes, sir.
And I also have a bracelet my cousin gave me that says, "Be still and know that I am God."
Okay.
That's powerful.
So you're anchored in your faith.
I'm anchored in my faith. Yes,
I
sir.
know your mom was also, and your dad was a wonderful, wonderful man, and so all the Smothersons are great. So once again, Bwayne, tell us how we can reach you and when we can reach you.
And again, my number to reach me at home is 314-726-9572, and my email address is bsmotherson@gmail.com.
And if you wanted to get Bwayne Smotherson for a musical gig, what would they do?
Again, call the same information, meaning the same number, and also the same email address, and I will check my schedule to make sure I'm available.
Are you traveling a lot?
Yes. I'm with a band organization, and we probably are visiting cities in this region probably 2 or 3 times a month.
Right. Okay. Is it jazz or blues or soul
It's
or what?
actually R&B and pop. It basically is what it is, and we play dance music for wedding receptions and corporate events, and we play jazz. So we cover a lot of genres, but again, it keeps me busy, and it is probably a blessing that I'm still playing at age 66.
Thank you so much, Bwayne Smotherson, and thank you for visiting us here at the New Life Evangelistic Center. We're 2428 Woodson Road in Overland, Missouri, and we can always use some water, food to make sandwiches up, and just your prayers. Thank you so much. I'm Bernie Hayes. Have a great day.